That belongs in a museum.
Blocking his own face, blocking the peripheral vision, whatever it is. He has run into a roadblock with the game plan because the Lyra turn is non-existent right now. There's no real targets for any of the spells in his hand, bar that Spirit Lash, nothing to Potion of Madness, nothing to Shadow Word Pain. He needs a Death this turn to take care of the 5/5, so it just feels like a minion turn.
I was going to say, I don't even think you can... The problem is you can't even consider, say, Hero Power Velen, Tarkeeper, Hero Power Chain, because the Velen...
Not all who want them are
Whoa.
lost.
Wait. Okay, maybe you can. I'll finish my point, but I thought, with Stan cycling through so much of his deck, a swipe and a Wrath isn't really a crazy thought, right?
So
Double ultimate infestation.
I'll try and present where I think Surrender's head is at. Like, classically, the way this matchup is played right now, Spellstone is the #1 way you end up clearing clearing Prophet Velen. He knows the way this game has played out, that the hand was empty and then Ultimate Infestation started to be cast. So the Spellstone would have to been drawn off the first Ultimate Infestation and then have been buffed by the second one as well to get into a position where it could clear out the Prophet Velen. And he thinks his turn timer is slipping away to the point now where he has to take that risk. He thinks the Spellstone isn't there. If Swipe Wrath is there, that's a 2-card combo. Sure, you have that. I'm going to concede to it.
Really mess up Jade. There's no good way for Druid to deal with it. Let's have a look what he gets.
Remember when I said until he runs out of cards, he can keep outpacing the hero power? That's not quite true if you're just drawing one Jade Idol every turn for the rest of the game. But it's something.
Shuffle Shadow Vision's Jade Idol go. Who's the Jade Druid now? Hits the Mind Blast, that's pretty good. So much extra damage. I was talking about the benefits of having +1 spell damage. Well, having just 5 damage is actually huge when it's completely extra from your actual 30-card deck. Can Surrender finish this out, put himself into a top 4 spot for the World Championship? Stan going to fight back and even this one up. This one's going to be ending pretty soon at this point, I think.
Turns are starting to become a little bit awkward for Stan. He wants to Spreading Plague to continue to lock out the board state, but he also wants to drop this Branching Paths to gain the armor at some point as well. He'd also like to keep the flexibility open of using Branching Paths for card draw to generate a bunch of Jade pressure instead, but at the same time, he also wants to hero power every turn to keep getting out of range. I'm sorry, you don't have 20 mana every turn. You can't do all of that stuff.
Accept your apology. Let's go for the Spreading Plague and just need a ton more armor, thinking, well, without this Velen, Surrender's only got X damage left in the deck. Oh, Psychic Scream. Kind of forgot about that a little bit, to be honest, even though we were literally just talking about it. I was thinking more about, well, it's not damage, but it is damage. It translates to your opponent not killing you, which means you can press hero power more times.
It's damage over time, and speaking of time, we've just had it confirmed. This one game is now longer than Stan Udachi's entire series against Purple.
It's not a surprise, is it?
I mean, and that's a testimony to how long and drawn out this matchup is, but it's also a difference in play from Stan Udachi. He's playing so much slower, so much more considered than we've seen him do in the past.
Bear in mind, this is 2-1, this is game 4, this isn't even game 5. Like, we could hit that, so people have to be playing slowly as well.
Surrender just scratching, clawing, trying to drag himself over this finishing line.
Bloodmage Thalnos, the original, is still in the deck as well, and I mentioned it earlier, but he has 3 damage spells. He has 3 more damage with Thalnos on the board, so you will take that to negate 1 hero power that Shidachi has pressed this game.
Surrender back in the tank.
Surrender's ever considered like wearing a hat? Possibly. He's creating a peak with his hands. maybe to block out Stan's read. He did mention that earlier in the interview. Surrender, I think quite rightly, just dropping Acolyte as well. There's no point messing around with the cards here.
It's starting to look grim for Surrender.
Oh, I was gonna say,
It's starting to look grim for Surrender. He only has, what, 16 damage just in cards recycling his ping left in his entire deck, plus 10 from the Mind Blast, plus 2 from the Holy Smite. Like, he's just very, very quickly running out of total damage. So that's why you're seeing this response now from Surrender, trying to plow through as many of those cards as possible in one turn to mitigate the armor gain coming out from Stan Udachi.
Circle as well. And have time to do with whatever card this is drawn from Acolyte. They might actually wait. Also, this gives the benefit of, you know, he doesn't go for circle now. It isn't really that much damage he even removes at this point, like 4. How much difference is that going to make when the Jades are absolutely insanely large? Right. Surrender. Head in hands, feeling all the pressure in the world right now. Stan's been very, very chill throughout this matchup, I think, in terms of facial expressions at least.
Surrender has 13 damage.
I was gonna say, Stan's probably just calculating exactly what he can get away with and how many turns he has to give Surrender before he can actually kill him.
I think Surrender wins next turn. Stan, because either he has 2 cards remaining, he draws them both. He pings, that's 2. He plays Circle, that's 4. He plays Mind Blast, that's 9 and then 11, and then he plays his remaining Blood Mage, and that's 13.
Count Founder to the +1.
I didn't even know that's 14.
Yeah.
I mean, the 13 was enough, that's why I stopped.
Wait a minute. I think you lied to me when you said he's looking grim for Surrender.
But I mean, I finished that point with him recognizing that situation and going all in on the hard 2-turn lethal.
He's done the maths. He's got the lethal. Surrender. On point calculations. On point play. And we're going to be seeing him in the semi-finals of the Hearthstone World Championship. What a series. And again, Surrender. Just making the plays that we don't see, and we can see everything. He's amazing.
It was a phenomenal performance, and your undying love for this man is starting to become justified, Raven. I thought he'd left himself with way too much to do after that Velen push, but it was minion presence, just annoying mid-range minions, just biting away at that armor total, and then he